They thought I was too distracted to notice, too busy fading into the background. They were wrong. I heard everything. The muffled laughter, the careless snide remarks drifting over crystal glasses, the poison wrapped in polite whispers. My eyes dropped to the card placed neatly in front of my seat. Thick ivory paper, elegant font, the kind that costs more than it should. Printed on it were two words meant to humiliate me. Not an error. Not an accident. A message. I felt my wife's gaze flicker toward it, watched her hide a grin behind her wineglass as she leaned closer to her supervisor, Marissa Hale. The look they shared told me all I needed to know. I wasn't part of the joke. I was the punchline. That night divided my life cleanly. There was the version of me before, patient, loyal, content to stand in the shadows. And there was the version born in that moment, quieter but far more deliberate. We'd been married nearly a decade. I met her when she was bartending at a rooftop spot, talking about big plans while wiping down counters. She wanted more, and I respected that drive. I backed her dreams without hesitation. I paid for her graduate degree, opened doors through my contacts, invested in her potential when no one else did. Watching her rise felt like a shared victory. Assistant became consultant. Consultant became executive track at Marissa's elite firm. Somewhere along the way, she changed. Long nights became routine. Her wardrobe sharpened. Her tone cooled. Our conversations shifted from us to me. When I asked if we were drifting, she brushed it off, called me needy. 3 weeks before that dinner, the truth surfaced by accident. Her laptop sat open on the counter, an email thread glowing on the screen. The subject line alone was enough. I kept reading. There were messages spanning months, photos from trips she'd labeled as work obligations, receipts from hotels and dinners. Group chats full of mockery. My name turned into a joke, my support reduced to weakness. They laughed about how easy it was to deceive men like me. I read until my hands stopped shaking. I didn't confront her. I didn't raise my voice. I closed the computer and went upstairs to kiss her goodnight. That's when I began preparing. For weeks, I played my role flawlessly. I smiled, listened, complimented her dress for the event, even offered to drive. Meanwhile, I met quietly with an attorney. I copied records, traced spending, documented lies. I separated accounts, protected assets, reviewed contracts she'd signed using my financial backing. Everything was done carefully, lawfully, without a trace of emotion. The night of the event arrived wrapped in luxury, gleaming floors, expensive wine, people who mastered charm without sincerity. I walked in beside her and felt invisible. No greetings, just sideways glances and suppressed laughter. When I reached my table and saw the card, confirmation settled in. I took my seat anyway. Marissa stood and raised a toast to fearless women. Applause followed. I ate quietly, observing. No one noticed the folder in my bag, the reports inside it, or the discreet transfer of a flash drive to the firm's legal advisor near the bar. They did notice when I stood to leave. My wife caught my arm, feigning concern. I smiled and said I was exhausted. Then I turned to Marissa and calmly told her I was ending all professional and financial ties. Confusion flickered across her face. I didn't wait for a response. I walked out. The aftermath unfolded quickly. Legal papers arrived days later. The divorce cited infidelity, supported by extensive documentation. The firm lost a critical international deal when my guarantees were withdrawn. That triggered audits. Investigations followed. What they uncovered went far beyond personal betrayal. Within weeks, reputations collapsed. Careers ended. Silence replaced arrogance. My ex tried calling again and again. I ignored every attempt. Her final message accused me of planning everything. She was right. I wasn't seeking revenge in the loud, dramatic sense. I chose precision over spectacle. I let consequences speak. Now my life is simple. A quiet home, peaceful mornings. No performance required. I'm not angry. I don't need to be. I moved on with clarity, while they're left sifting through the ruins. And sometimes when I see a name card at a restaurant, I smile. Because I remember what they forgot. The quiet ones are often the most dangerous, not because they shout, but because when they act, empires fall without warning.